Good morning, Deerwood. My name is Mary Limbaugh, and my son Liam Limbaugh is in 5th grade, Miss Perkins' class, and I am here today just to tell you a little bit about my career. So I'm currently a director of commercial operations for Kinder Morgan, and I'm going to walk a little bit through some of my history for you. So I'm originally from Dallas, and I went to Texas A&M. I can definitely say that math was always something that interested me. I feel like with math, numbers just don't lie. So I've always relied on math for a lot of different things. I was originally an accounting major at Texas A&M, but I changed my mind and I moved over to finance, and I graduated with a finance degree in 1999. So I felt like finance would give me a little bit more of a broad scope on my career and what I wanted to do. So I have a question. How many of you have heard of the energy industry? So I'm sure some of you raised your hands just now, but growing up in Dallas, it was not something that was talked about a lot. So it is not something that I was very familiar with. But when I graduated from A&M here in Houston, I was recruited into the energy industry. It's very popular here, and it's more talked about. So after working very hard for a number of years at A&M, I came to Houston and I went to work for a company that was an independent power producer. The name of the company was Dynegy, and I started in their training program. I really didn't know anything. It was a new adventure. I didn't know anybody really here in Houston. I didn't have any family here, but I was ready for an exciting and adventurous career. So being in the training program, it taught me many different things. I was able to move all over the country and really experience and learn what the industry had to offer. After my training program ended, I ended up on the trading floor here in Houston, and the trading floor is just a very wide open area where people are able to communicate very openly to each other, and to be able to do transactions very quickly. So I was responsible for purchasing the right-of-way on a real-time basis on power lines. So if you think about the power lines that you see outside that just run, for miles and miles as far as the eye can see, somebody owns those, somebody maintains those, and what my job was to buy rights to flow my power that we would produce on those lines to get it to the demand that needed it. So say I have a power plant in the middle of the country and I'm able to produce power. I needed to be able to get it to your house, and so I would buy the rights on the power lines to be able to do that. In order to do this and do it effectively, it was a very intense, high energy environment that was also very exciting. So I had to be able to very clearly communicate with different traders. I had to know the market, and I had to work with meteorologists. I had to work with buyers and sellers and manage many different people's expectations to be able to accomplish this in a very short period of time every single morning. So, this brings me back to math and that numbers don't lie, and that this was just something that really relied on my skills there that I had developed over time to really be able to have a very high math acumen. So I can also say that it was very fun and exciting to make money for the company. It was something to where every single morning I was looking at the bottom line and able to generate revenue for the company. So with Dynegy, I worked there for about 14 years and had increasing responsibility and was able to manage a team and also learn different parts of the country where I would trade my power. So I primarily worked for areas up in the northeast of the United States, so all throughout New York and Pennsylvania, Maine, Maryland, all throughout there, managing their different power needs in that area. So after 14 years, it was time to make a change, and it was a little nerve-wracking to kind of make a change. If you think about your 5th graders now, And really all of you know the hallways where you are, you know where the cafeteria is, you know where the library is, how you can cut through the library, you know the teachers and everything. When you move on to middle school, it's a whole new ballgame. So that's kind of how it was for me when I was moving from Dynegy to my next company. But I saw it as a challenge and I knew that I could do it. And so I took it on and I moved over to a company called Kinder Morgan. And now instead of working with power all day, I was going to work with natural gas all day. So I had to learn a whole new commodity. And it was something to where I was a little nervous, if I'm honest, but I knew that I could do it. I knew I could do it, just like I know many of y'all can too. So Kinder Morgan is one of the largest energy infrastructure companies in North America. They own 83,000 miles of pipelines. So if you think about that, that's about more than three times around the earth that they own pipeline able to generate that. But it's all here in North America. Natural gas is extremely important in our current state of the energy markets. It's used in power plants, it's used for businesses, industries, all the way down to residential, to where it goes directly to your home so that you can run your dryer, turn on your heat, turn on your stove, all those kinds of different things that you use on a daily basis. So what I currently do now is, instead of moving power, I move natural gas. And so those same type of ideas, instead of being a power line, I'm using a pipeline and I'm moving my gas from point A to point B. It's very important. I'm working from home. There are my dogs. It's very important that I still use my math skills and I understand markets and the different challenges that those markets can present. I was new to the team and I was brought to the team and I was the new guy. So I had a lot to learn, but it was a great opportunity to challenge me. After just a few years, I quickly learned my role and my job enough to where I was promoted and moved over to a new pipeline. And I was able to run that team. So I suddenly had a team of 10 people that I was working with that were looking to me for leadership and guidance. So once again, I'm having to use all those math skills, but even more now, I'm also working on a regulated pipeline. And that means that the federal government looks at everything that I do, and I have a rule book that is about 600 pages long on what I can and cannot do and how I have to do it. So my reading skills are extremely important. Reading for comprehension, knowing what those rules are so that every day I do it right is extremely important. So as I work and develop the strategies for my team, I've got to be able to communicate with them as well. So my writing and my presentation skills are extremely important, and being able to share my ideas and my strategies in a way that will influence them is also important. If you think about what you would want to be able to do. So maybe you want a hoverboard. And mom and dad are like, we are not buying a hoverboard. It's not good for this, it's that, it's expensive. But if you go to mom and dad with your strategy written out and your presentation written out, maybe you could sway them, right? Maybe you could change their mind. So that's what I do on an everyday basis, is I put down my strategies and my plans, and I take them to upper management to influence and help make decisions for how we will make revenue for the company. So it's extremely exciting what I do. I really enjoy it. I've been in the energy industry now for about 20 years. And again, I'll just reemphasize some of the most important things that I do on a daily basis and the skills that I use. And that's really math. Again, the numbers don't lie, y'all. The numbers don't lie. So math is extremely important. Reading. Y'all make sure you do your reading every single night. Reading for comprehension is extremely important, and you'll use it forever. Also writing and presentation, being able to share your ideas and communicate those across are important. And finally, being able to work with a team, work with different people, valuing those different ideas and those different thought processes is really good. If I share just a really quick story with y'all, when I was in college at A&M, I had the opportunity to go and study abroad in Spain, and I'm not a native Spanish speaker. And it was a really great experience because it really broadened my horizons to see that there's a whole big world out there of opportunity. And even though there are people with different upbringings and different ideas, it really showed me that I could do anything. I could really get out there in the big world and really accomplish anything if I put my mind to it. So that experience while I was in college was really great. And it's something even to this day, over 20 years later, that I still carry with me and really value. So I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch today. I've enjoyed sharing a little bit about myself, and Liam is the last of the Limbaugh boys to go through Deerwood, and I hope that y'all have a great year. It's different, but even with it being different, y'all make it what you can. So have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.